Hello everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 13 Episode 2. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, one of my peoples, welcome back. So this is the episode when we usher in the two new housewives. Now Kenya and Cynthia meet up at Kenya's house outside because, social distancing and COVID, and it's 93-degree weather. And we have the new housewife, Latoya, come over. Now, besides from this being hot as I'll get it outside, I don't know if I would have been able to do it, but I know we need to film these scenes. When I get my dream house, I want to have, a pergola with fans up. So, if it is somewhat hot outside and I want to sit outside if my husband's grilling or whatever, I can still be outside and be with him, but also, have fan on me so I'm not burning up. But yeah, Cynthia, she is surprised since Kenny has just met Latoya and she has her over her house. That's what she's like, really? You don't really be connecting to people like that, and you really don't be having them over your house like that. So she was surprised about that. Now, Latoya, she has 3 kids and a husband that lives with her, even though that they are separated. Yeah, he the one that filed for divorce, but he still stand with her. I was like, I don't know how I would feel about that. You want to divorce me, but I don't know if this is a house that they have bought together. Was this she had this house before they got together? I didn't get those answers, but I'm like, if I bought this house before we got together, and you talking about something, you want a divorce, and I done got papers, you're not going to be staying there with me. Unless his name is on the property, maybe that's why, I don't know. Maybe we need to split these bills. I don't know, but I think that would be an awkward situation. You done told me you don't want to be with me no more, but I got to sit here and see you each and every day. Porsha, she is headed home after her protest and her night in jail, and she is speaking to her mom and sister via FaceTime, and baby PJ as well. And she was saying how her experience was in jail. The place stank. It was it was hard to sleep because the little benches was hard as a rock. And I was like, yeah, jail is not nothing to want to go to or inspire to go to. No, that's not what we want to do out here. She said during her mugshot, she was in the middle of fixing her face, and they got her looking like she don't have no lips. It's just one line. But I'm like, you're not supposed to be out here fashionable in your mugshots. You are, going to jail. I understand, she wanted to get herself together, but they not caring how you look. It's kind of like they don't care how you look at the DMV. But she's saying she was able to meet Breonna Taylor's mom and how warm she was. And she was just thinking how she would feel if she's prepared her daughter for life, and the people who are supposed to protect her are the ones who took her life. But she headed home, and she's still going to be on this, road to, civil rights, the Black Lives Movement, and all that stuff. Now, we have Dora. She is a new housewife. She is an actress. She is a singer. She is Cynthia's friend who she met through Eva last year. She was at Cynthia's engagement party. Yeah, the engagement party, and Eva introduced her. Y'all know Dora. If you don't, she played T-Boz in the TLC biopic, and she also played herself on episodes of the game. Yeah, the one Derwin cheated on Melanie with, that Dora. But we gonna get into how that was a good and bad kind of role for her. But it's Riley's graduation, y'all, and Candy is just remember her graduation, how she was on tour and she had to leave tour, fly home, get to her graduation, and as soon as she moved the tassel from one side to the other, she was on up out of there. But Mama Joy, she is still upset that the rest of the group did not come and, come and celebrate with Candy in her graduation. And I was like, I don't know who was in charge of tour dates, but maybe I would have asked if we could have had a tour date that is not right by my graduation to where I could possibly, miss getting back to wherever they was with the flight, because flights get delayed and all that stuff. So I would like, can we like, instead of having this concert on this day, we can have it on this day so I can go home for my graduation, something like that. But yeah, they happy for Riley, because Riley, she going to college. Riley ain't little more. It's like, Riley was so small when Candy first got on there, and now Riley, she off to college. I was like, look at Riley. Cynthia, she has all of the ladies over, for a little brunch situation. But I'm just gonna ask Cynthia, why does she have fake grapes on this, platter of food? Because Latoya already asked her, was that a fake plant she had? And now you got these fake grapes on this platter of food. Like, when I'm going to get if I'm somewhere and they have food out, whatever's on the platter, I'm going to be assumed it's edible. So I'm going to want to get me some, as far as fruit, I'm going to get me some grapes, some strawberries, a little bit of watermelon, some pineapple, kiwi if you have it. I don't want to put that on my plate. I'm not going to want to get over there and look, and there's some plastic grapes. Like, why do you have these plastic grapes, ma'am? And why do you have them on the platter is a better question. But, Kenya and Latoya kind of clowned her for that. They get to talk about Riley in her first car, and her first car was a Porsche. And this is when Latoya tells us that her sugar daddy bought her a Porsche. Yeah, she had a sugar daddy out here. She was a stripper. She met said sugar daddy bought her a Porsche. And this is when Marlo chimes in talking about she needs one. She needs her a sugar daddy. She has never had a sugar daddy. And this is when I'm going to assume everybody that was watching and everybody was in that room like, so you've never had a sugar daddy? Really? What about all these men who've been taking care of you? She's like, well, that's what y'all was... Kenya was like, well, you said you had a sugar daddy. You was talking about it all the time. She was like, that's what y'all called him. So we got, what's her name? Latoya get to looking up the definition of a sugar daddy. An older gentleman with some money who takes care of a younger lady for, companionship or sexual, experiences and occasions and stuff like that. So that's what a sugar daddy is. Latoya's like, well, I had one. I don't know about you. You saying you don't, Marla, but I'm believing that you have. You had all these old men in Atlanta taking care of you. You had a sugar daddy. Whether you want to call him your sugar daddy or not, you had a sugar daddy. She didn't say that, but, we kind of feeling, read between the lines and we filling things in. Drew shows up, and this is when Kenya gets to calling her a stray. Like, why does Cynthia keep on bringing these strays around? Like, first of all, she met Drew last year, so they've known each other. Well, depending on how taping was, she's known her for a good little minute, and she met her through Eva. How is this any different than you meet Latoya through Candy? Which I thought it was shady when they said Latoya, Kenya's friend who she stole from Candy. I just thought that was shady and a little bit funny at the same time. But yeah. Drew's husband shows up as well, and Latoya's like, I'm gonna ask him to leave. I don't know why here. First of all, man, this is not your house to be asking him to leave. You just got on this show, this episode. I know we trying to make our names for ourselves, but no, but her I forgot what Drew's husband's name, but he's not even there to hang out with the girls. He was there because he and Mike are friends. They gonna be hanging out while the ladies are hanging out. So I don't know why you done got all up in arms and got your panties in the wad about this man being here. And before we get into before the commercial came on, Latoya's like, well, Drew, this is why I don't like you. And I was like, okay, here we go. We're going to start off with some drama. But no, she was being funny. She said she didn't like that she broke up Melanie and Derwin on the game. Now, when I think of Drew Sidora, I automatically think of that episode where Derwin slept with Drew Sidora and lied about it and then got caught. And that's what caused him and Melanie to break up. I remember that episode, and Drew says people have tried to fight her because of that role. And Marlo, because she is Marlo and she's shady, she's like, are you still getting acting gigs? She's like, yeah. She's like, well, maybe you can help Kenya get some gigs. I was like, ooh. That was messed up that you would say something like that. Now, Drew gets to tell us about her husband because, like, she's surprised that Latoya is trying to fix Kenya up with somebody when Kenya is already married. But she's like, they separated. But it's like, yeah, they said, just, you know, they're not living in the same house and somewhat separated. That don't mean you should be out here trying to jump and get another man. Now, I was like, okay, she's all for marriage. It's cute. Her husband did, you know, surprise her with, like, flowers in bed and all that stuff. And they was going to spend them a good little romantical, you know, evening together. Her mama was going to watch the kids only if they would come to church and, you know, participate in praise and worship and all that stuff. I was like, okay, they cute. Until she said that her husband likes to leave for several days on end and don't be telling her where he going. And I was like, hold up now. This is not how we supposed to be doing things in life. So, when they talk later, he says, as a man, he needs to leave and get away from the and that is the best situation at hand. I was like, that I'm not a man, so I can't say that that's how all men act, but that don't sound like how all men act. Now, y'all, my husband, he going to the gym. I'm about to go to the gym right quick. All right, I'm finna go to the store right quick. Okay, he's letting me know, hey, I'm leaving right now. I'm going to the gym. The only time I don't know he didn't left the house if he has left the house before I woken up, because my husband, he be getting up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. He usually works overnight, so when he's off, he's up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, going in the other room, watching TV. Then he'd be like, okay, it's a certain time. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to the gym. I wake up. He gone. Okay, I know he at the gym. Because that's what he do. He get there early, I guess, try to avoid people, all that good stuff. But anyways, there's never been a time, and we've been married for 6 years, there's never been a time my husband has just up and left and not told me where he was going. It's just, you know, consideration, you know, like, for my feelings, so I won't be worried about him. And like, I think that, you know, it's just a polite thing to do. But you out here leaving for several days on end and you not telling nobody, that's an issue. Like, when she asked him where he went, he wouldn't even tell her. And her thing is, if you're leaving, just let me know you're leaving. She, at one point, I guess it was a few days ago or however long it was, I guess they got into like a little bit of argument. She went in one room. He went, what I guess was down in the basement. She didn't cook food. She's going to go take him food, thinking he's in the basement. And he was gone. Just left the house, gone. And come to find out, he went all the way to, I think, Tampa or something. He left the state of Georgia. And was gone for a few days. And then the add on to that, he got cameras all up in the house that she didn't know about until recently. Yeah, he just got cameras everywhere. And all that other stuff. I was like, yeah, that is a big no-no. Like, how are you leaving for several days on end and not telling your wife? You left the state and did not tell your wife that you were, one, leaving the state, and two, that you was outside of the state. I know that sounds like the same thing, but y'all know what I mean. Like, I'm looking at him like, and James Caldwell, you know, a.k.a. Spillboy TV, he's always saying, you out of order. And I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to take it from him. He out of order. Yes, this husband right here, he out of order. He can think, he can just leave for several days and just be gone. That is his thing. I was like, we not supposed to be, you know, moving and operating like that, sir. But y'all, if I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day, free $99. Make sure your notifications are on. So when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share with your people, and you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. And this is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.